What's up, soil brothers and soil sisters? Now I need to figure this out. Good morning, soil family. Okay, time to feed the sourdough. But the sourdough is good. It's in the refrigerator. So, good morning, soil family. I am trying something new. So, as you enter the room, if you can be so kind to hit the thumbs up for us, share this out because I don't know. We're about to figure out who can see us. I know YouTube can see us. So good morning, YouTube. If you can be so kind and hit the thumbs up for us. I think Instagram can definitely see us. Good morning, Instagram. I appreciate y'all. No sound. Thank you. Oh my goodness. I don't know how to fix that. So, do I have no sound? Good morning, everyone. Oh, I can hear myself on YouTube. So let me make sure. Yeah, I can hear myself on YouTube. I think maybe we have Facebook. Let's see. Babe, did you check Facebook? Okay. We may not be on Facebook. And then we may be on Facebook. Anyhow, it's say Bobby and Sherry Facebook. So I don't know. But anyway, we're going to roll with what we got because we're going to talk about a couple things this morning. Sunshine, can you hear me? If y'all can be so kind to hit the thumbs up, you can hear. Good, good. I think so. We should be trying to stream to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Good morning, TikTok. Did not forget about y'all over there. So TikTok should be here also. Anyhow, we're going to carry on with this conversation. So, hey, Grace and Fire, you listening in? I appreciate you. What is this thing talking about? Let's see if we are on TikTok this morning. Anyhow, I know some of them don't even pop up, but anyway, we know that Instagram is here. And I know Instagram asked us for, I'm on the wrong account, on TikTok. So Instagram asked us to talk about homemade soda and how they can make their own soda. Let me go back for a minute and say, I appreciate you all for being here. I am trying a new platform this morning with streaming. So, okay, good. So we are across all platforms, supposedly, but we definitely are on YouTube and Instagram that I know of this morning. Our Facebook was is going through some problems. We had a hacker try to get in, so what they did was they took our Facebook page down, and it's taking some time for that to, that take time. So if you are looking for us on Facebook, you can find us at Bobby and Sherry Lifestyle. If you follow us, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, anywhere, please make sure you hit the thumbs up because that means a lot to the algorithm that push us out and let people know that, hey, they ain't just disappear. We are here, but we are Bobby and Sherry Lifestyle on Facebook. But you can find us Black's Tropical Homestead anywhere. Even if you type in Black Tropical Homestead on Facebook, Bobby and Sherry Lifestyle should pop up. So, but if you can be so kind and hit that thumbs up and follow us, we are starting over from the ground up over there. And what we refuse to do is give up. It's not easy because we worked our behind off over the last few years building what we built, but that's all right. We're going to keep it moving and we're going to build back bigger and better. And hopefully one day we'll get Black's Tropical Homestead Facebook back also. But until then, we must carry on with what we got going on. So I want to talk about homemade soda. This is pineapple hibiscus soda. This is probably one of our favorite flavors or variety of sodas that we make. Now we make a couple different. You can make any kind of soda. If you can buy fruit, you can make a soda. I know some people say they rather juice their fruit. We just make a tea with it. And let me tell you, it doesn't take away from any of the flavor the way we make this. We boil pineapple. What I do is I cut the pineapple up so I can get the flavor out of it. You can use the skin and all. So I boil my pineapple and my hibiscus, which is sorrel. We call it Jamaican hibiscus. But anything that you make, whether it's ginger ale, you've seen root beer. We made a couple different sodas, but anything we make, we boil it. Root beer is a little different because I don't like to boil my roots, because if you boil your roots too long, it'll make your soda bitter. We don't want no bitter soda. So before you can make soda, you have to start with a ginger bug. This ginger bug is very important. You have to have a ginger bug if you make it the way we make it. We ferment our soda. So there are a couple ways you can do it without the ginger bug. You can use seltzer water or sparkling water or something. We've never tried that, but I know it can be done that way. You can make your tea and then pour sparkling water over it. To me, I don't, just the sound of it don't sound as good. I know the benefits are not there like it is the way we do it. So when we make our ginger bug, and this thing is fizzing, I don't know if you can see him, but he is a little fizzy this morning. I've learned to keep this plastic top on him versus the regular cannon lid top, because it'll just keep buckling. That pressure in there, I think you can breathe a little bit through this versus that other one. It'll just buckle and explode. So I like the plastic top. But when we make our ginger bug, we start with about 2 to 3 teaspoons of chopped ginger, and equal parts ginger and sugar. Now, we get a lot of questions. Can I use monk fruit or date sugar or something? Some type of sweetener, substitute sweeteners. Now, we don't use substitute sweeteners at all. Even with my husband being diagnosed with diabetes, we don't use sweeteners. Sweeteners are some of the worst things you could ever use. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, y'all. Thank y'all for coming in. Sweeteners are some of the worst things you can use. And I know you think you're doing better when you use sweeteners, because for some reason, sweeteners are worse because of all the chemicals and whatever. We have no clue what these sweeteners are. Like I was telling my husband yesterday, I said, I remember when I started drinking zero sugar something, and it was disgusting. Like, I mean, well, I love the taste of the zero sugar soda, Coca-Cola or something I was drinking, or Cherry Coke, and it tastes good. But I didn't realize I was doing more damage to myself drinking those zero sugars. So you might as well just drink a Coca-Cola if that's what you want. So we don't do substitutes, and that's what all these other dates and monk fruit, whatever, all these sugars are basically substitutes, supposed to be healthier. You might as well use raw cane sugar. Now, you see me feeding my bug with regular sugar. Well, the thing about this bug is when you start with your 3 tablespoons of ginger, 3 tablespoons of sugar, whether it's, and you can do it with honey. We've never done it with honey. Now, whether it is white sugar or cane sugar, this thing needs something to eat. This thing needs something to eat. If you don't feed it, it will not live. If you feed it, it will live forever. You just got to feed it right. So we give this 3 tablespoons of ginger chopped. You can grate it or shred it. And 3 tablespoons of sugar, whether it's raw cane or white sugar. I wish y'all could hear it. But that's what we feed it. And then we give them about 2 cups of distilled water. You want to use distilled water, a non-chlorinated water, because the chlorine can kill it. So you want to stay away from chlorinated water. Every day you'll come back and feed him just 1 tablespoon of ginger and 1 tablespoon of sugar every day. Mix it put a cloth top over it, set it to the side. And you'll do that for about 5-6 days. Just feeding it that 1 tablespoon of ginger, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and mix it. You don't have to add any more water to it. But you definitely want to make sure you're using sugar and distilled water, non-chlorinated water, when making your bug. Once you, on day 7, I usually put them in the refrigerator on day 7. On day 7, I'll feed them, put a top on them, put them in the refrigerator, because all this time you just had a cloth top on him while he was trying to get established. Once he get established, you'll see bubbles around day 3 or so, but just feed him a couple more days so he can be strong. Then you put your top on him day 7, put him in the refrigerator. Then you can feed him. I might feed him like once a month. You should feed them every week or 2, but I don't. I'm bad with, like, I have sourdough, I have scobies, and we got Bruce, but I'm bad with feeding them like I'm supposed to. But they do good. I have no problem out of them. I did feed Bruce the other day because I used him to make pineapple hibiscus soda, and once I fed him, I filled him up with water. And stuck them back in the refrigerator. I just took them out to show y'all. So once you get it established, whether it's day 7 or day 700, whenever you decide, okay, now I want to make soda. This, again, all I did, we purchased a pineapple, and you can see some of the settlement down here. I purchased the pineapple. Let me go back. Hey, tribal woman, you may have to start over. But try to feed it, Monty, before you trash him. Try to feed him. Give him a little sugar and see if he'll fizz. He may fizz for you, so don't just rule him out yet. He may be okay. White sugar is processed, but you're not drinking the white sugar. Let me tell you, I feed this thing. I have fed it so much sugar. If I taste it now, you don't taste no sugar. The sugar is being used up in the fermentation process. So this is why I tell people, like, they freak out about the sugar. We're not drinking sugar. You need sugar to feed this. It's just like with my my SCOBY. When I feed my SCOBY, I can't feed it just black tea. I gotta feed it sweet black tea. So I put sugar in it and feed it to it, and it's good. It'll sit there and live for months. So the ingredients for the ginger bug are chopped ginger. I use about 3 tablespoons of chopped ginger, 3 tablespoons of sugar, and 2 cups of distilled water, non-chlorinated water. Mix that, put a cloth over it, let it sit. 24 hours later, come back and feed it. 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon of chopped ginger. You do that for about 5-6 days, 5 to 7 days. And you should get some fizz. It may fizz around day 3 or 4, and then it'll calm down. But just keep feeding them, mix them, and put your top on it. On day 7, put him in the refrigerator. He should be good. When I make soda now, we do use raw cane or turbinado sugar. That's what we use to make this soda. Turbinado sugar. When I fed my bug, I use white sugar just because we got some. And sometimes we use that sugar to feed the bees when they need to be fed. So I said, well, let me use that to feed my bug, because I used it to start my bug initially. But now I just use it to feed my bug whenever I think to feed it, like once a month or so. So if you forget to feed him every 2 weeks, don't freak out too much. Just give him a little sugar and a little bit of ginger, and he should fizz. Or if you set him out on the counter for a little while, he should fizz. So now that you got your ginger bug established, you want to make, hey, J3GS, you want to go ahead and make soda. So you need to figure out, what kind of soda do I want? Like, we experiment, but we don't experiment a whole lot. When we find something we like, we kind of stay with it. So You do have scobies, yeah, yeah. So when I make kombucha, that's what I use, our SCOBY. But for this, you want to use your ginger bug, and this way you're getting healthy probiotics because this is a live culture. It's good for the gut. But then when you think about your soda, like this one, at first I didn't even think about the fact that all the benefits of what's in this. I know we drank hibiscus or sorrel for high blood pressure, but when you make this soda, you thinking it's gut healthy. Um, the pineapple is good for inflammation, um, and it's good for your blood pressure and so many other things. But that's just to name a few. Now, a lot of people say that sugar ain't good. The sugar. Okay, sugar is not good, but we can think of so many other things that are terrible for us. Um, I can put 2 or 3 cups of sugar in here, and then when I go to taste it 2 days later, it tastes like I ain't put a drop of sugar in it because the fermentation process is eating it up. So I add a little bit more sugar just so I can get the fizz because most of us drink soda. What you say? I need a good belch, so let me drink a little soda. We get our fizz, but the flavor is amazing. The benefits are there. Yes, there is sugar in here. It's sugar in here. But this is not our worst enemy. Our worst enemy is probably worse than sugar is flour. And we all eat bread. We all eat uh, um, some type of bread, whether it's pizza, pretzels, something we eating that contain wheat. Soup. The one day I went in the store to get my cousin some soup, and it had whole wheat flour, whole wheat grain in it. And I'm like, why is it wheat in the soup? But it's in everything. So you want to be careful more so with things like flour or wheat products more so than sugar. Even though sugar isn't the best, how much sugar are we consuming when we put 2 or 3 cups in a gallon of water compared to how much wheat we consume when we eat wheat products, things that have wheat in them. Our pastas, we have switched over to a chickpea pasta, which is it's good. It tastes like pasta. But when it comes to sugar, I can argue all day about that. Could I use hibiscus tea from the tea bag, fresh pineapple to mix? So yes, you can. You absolutely can. So basically, that's all we doing. Far as hibiscus flower, we grow our own hibiscus flower or sorrel. So we grow our own sorrel in the summer. In the fall is when we usually start. Do I have a bag right there, babe? I probably don't. It ain't sitting on the counter. It's probably in the dining room. In the fall, we'll start harvesting our hibiscus, and this is what we use to make soda with, tea, different things. I mean, hibiscus is amazing. So you definitely want to check out the benefits of that. We grow ours. Again, you can find it different places. So when it's time to make soda, what I do is I clean my pineapple real good with vinegar and water because I use the skins. The skins have benefits also. So when I cut it up, I cut the skin and all. I put it in about a half a gallon of water with about 3 cups of hibiscus. This is hibiscus. And we got so much, we just store it in Ziploc bags because we got a lot of hibiscus. But this is hibiscus. So once we peel them away from the seed pod, I wash them and freeze dry them. And then we got them to get through the year until next year when we harvest more. So I'll put 3 cups of that hibiscus and maybe almost the whole pineapple because we eat a lot of it too. So I'll cut some up and put it in the refrigerator. But majority of the pineapple, I'll put it in a pot, half a gallon of water. I'll boil that for about 10 minutes just to get the flavor out of it. When I use hibiscus and pineapple, it forms clumps inside the finished product. So when after I boil it, I'll go ahead and sweeten it. And when you're using sugar for sweetening your tea, to make soda. It's up to you how much you use. You can use a cup and a half at least. And once you taste it, you might say, goodness gracious, I ain't put no sugar in here. I must have forgot the sugar. But the fermentation process will eat it up. So you always want to keep in mind, I want to use a little extra sugar. So while it's hot, I'll sweeten off and then I'll strain it. So when I pour my tea into my glass jar, I strain it just so I can get all of the bits and pieces out of it. Because if you get those bits and pieces of fruit in it, it will ferment faster. You'll get wine faster. So I'll strain mine so that I can get as much of the bits and pieces out of it as I can. And then I'll let it sit. Well, I'll go ahead and add another half a gallon of water to that distilled water. You always want to use non-chlorinated because the chlorine will kill the process of what your ginger bug is doing. So by then I'll have about a gallon of tea. I'll let it sit until it comes room temperature. Then I'll add 1 cup of Bruce to it. Once you add your cup of ginger bug to it and mix it up good, you want to make sure you have these bottles. These bottles are important. So I got so sometimes I'll have a little settlement here, but it's usually not like big chunks of fruit or anything. So you always want to use these kind of bottles. I see people using old soda bottles or anything, and that can be a bit scary because these things will explode. Once it builds, it'll ferment. You want to stop it from fermenting around day 2, especially for us. Like sometimes we can ferment for a day or a couple hours, and then we can cap it down. When I'm finished fermenting, I will put about a half a teaspoon of sugar in here because remember, it's still eating. It needs something to eat. So I put that little sugar in there just so it can eat, and then I can build carbonation. I know you can't see it, but this thing is fizzy. It's fizzy. It is soda. So, and it's not like over sweet. Let me tell y'all, this is perfect. And this one probably is one of the best sodas I have made, but it's perfect. It tastes amazing. It tastes amazing and the benefits are amazing. But this one, I did let it sit. I think I started this one. I was confused about Christmas Day. So I think I started it the day before Christmas, and I ended up capping it down within a few hours because I could tell it was fermenting. It was starting to fizz around the top. So I went on to add a little sugar and capped it down and let it build carbonation. And I put it in the refrigerator Christmas morning, I think it was, because Christmas Day we had soda. So it didn't take long at all, but you just watch it and see what is it doing? What do it need? Is it ready for the refrigerator? You want to pay attention to it. But this is all natural. And a lot of people get confused as to how did you get it to fizz like that? It's the ginger bug. It's a live culture. It's a starter culture for fermented drinks. Now, we could have left this on the counter. Since I opened it, I might as well drink some. And look, it's like, let me out. Okay, calm that one down. If you leave it on the counter too long, you're going to have wine. So you want to be careful giving that to your kids because they will get a buzz off of it. We usually don't let ours sit no more than 2 days or so before we put it in the refrigerator because it has built this carbonation. I'm done fermenting. Stick it in the refrigerator. That'll calm down that carbonation period. It'll stop carbonating because it'll just get stronger and stronger. When we first started making sodas, we had water bottles, and we would put this in a water bottle, even it was ginger ale or whatever it was. We would put it in a water bottle and come back every so many hours and squeeze the bottle, and it would get tighter and tighter. And that's how we could tell how or when it was building carbonation. So we learned to look at it and be able to see what fermentation process looked like as time go on, so many hours later. But we were also able to tell, is it fermenting? I mean, is it carbonating? What is it doing? These bottles, you ain't squeezing them. They just big, thick glass bottles. They heavy and they great. But that water bottle, you could squeeze it and it would tell you how tight it was. Didn't grow hibiscus this year. Yeah. So yeah, the kombucha will fizz too. Our kombucha fizz too. And we put those in little 4-ounce bottles because that's all we need of kombucha every day. But once you get it in the refrigerator, it's up to you when you drink it. It's ready when you put it in the refrigerator. But we like ours cold, so we stick them in the refrigerator and then we can enjoy them. But this is the best way. If you love soda, this is the best way to turn for soda. I know they say there are healthy sodas and healthy things out here. So I was telling somebody the other day, on Threads, they were talking about the sugar. I'm going to always push back about sugar. Now, I'm not saying that sugar is healthy because I can't think of anything here. So I use 1 cup of ginger bug to 1 gallon of tea. So if I'm making ginger ale, I use 1 cup of ginger bug to 1 gallon of ginger tea. Glass bottles, yeah. Yeah, definitely. You definitely want to use glass. This is a glass bottle. I just used plastic when I was experimenting to see when I can tell the carbonation process by squeezing it. We just use that as a test. But definitely use glass with the flip top. Yeah, so this does heat play a role in fermentation process? Absolutely. So if your kitchen is warmer, it will ferment faster. If it's colder, it will ferment slower. And the same thing with the ginger bug. When you're making your bug, it depends on the climate, the temperature in your house. So I don't give it more warm. I just let it sit on the counter. If it's cool in the house, I just pay attention to it and I know that, it need a little bit more time. So it does play a huge role in it. I'm going to always argue the fact that sugar is the worst. Like, people will blame sugar for everything. Now, sugar is to blame for a lot. We overindulge in things, sweet things sometimes. But what we overindulge in all the time is wheat. So, and like I told this person, I said, well, I sure hope you don't buy anything from the store. Because don't tell me that, oh, sugar, don't use sugar. Look, we making soda here. I'm making a gallon of soda and I'm using 2 cups of sugar. So, in a gallon of soda, and you telling me that this is what's going to give us inflammation and high blood pressure and heart disease and all this stuff. I said, I beg to differ. We can agree to disagree, but we might well have this conversation. I said, I sure hope and pray you don't buy anything from the store. Anything from the store. And this is just our observation, because I don't have to convince my husband or nothing, but this is just what we see. We do use sugar. We use raw cane turbinado sugar. We do use white sugar for things like feeding my bugs, my ginger bug or the SCOBY are the only ones that need sugar. We've done a lot of research also to find out that flour, whether it's white wheat or whole wheat, is worse than sugar if you look at the glycemic index chart. So not only is it worse than sugar, it's a hybrid. Like, our body doesn't even recognize this wheat. And more people consume wheat than sugar. More people probably consume chicken than anything. But that's a whole nother story. We talking about sugar versus something like wheat, something that we know. Because I know a lot of people are plant-based and they'll start at, well, I don't eat meat. Okay, majority of us eat wheat in some form or fashion. The wheat, the hybridized wheat that we use, and you can, they say, oh, I use this kind of wheat or whatever, I buy this kind of bread. everything got chemicals and preservatives in it. If you ain't growing it or raising it yourself, or at least trusting a farmer to do this for you or help you purchasing their products, you don't know what you're getting. And they came back and said, well, yeah, I buy all natural products and all organic fruit and vegetables and herbs. You buy them. But they don't tell you what they doing to them. When you see these fruits, vegetables, and herbs, they look so pretty sitting on the shelf in the store, and they've been sitting there for weeks. If we leave anything in here for 5 days, you can tell it's not sprayed. We don't use any pesticides or chemicals to keep it looking pretty. So when you see pictures of our fruit and vegetables, we taking them as soon as we bring them in the house, as soon as we get them out of our garden, we taking pictures right then. Because within a few days, 2-3 days, it don't look the same. A little bit of noise. Huh? Oh. That's my husband cooking breakfast. But so we got to use our brain. Like that. What we do know is ancient grains are the best grain you'll find, and I'll explain that in a second, Sunshine. What we do need to know is in the United States here, they don't put stuff on our labels. Like most people think, oh, let me go get some honey because honey is better than sugar. And then they go in the store and they see the big orange label that say raw honey. And that's it. When you look on the label, I don't have one. When you look on the label on that bottle, it'll say raw honey. And you say, oh, okay, that's raw. Let me get that. You get that honey. You look at the label, the ingredients say honey. And that's it. What they don't have to tell you is this, instead of it, this is raw honey. Because we know this honey is raw. And the only reason why we know this is real raw honey is because it came out of our hives. We raise those bees. We harvest that honey. We don't do anything to it. That's how we know that honey is raw. The honey in the store is 10% raw honey. And so you got about this much raw honey in your jar that you get from the store. All of this is high fructose syrup. But they ain't got to tell you that. I think, thank you, babe. I think that's a ripoff. I'm buying honey because it's a better choice. And here I am buying half fructose syrup or corn syrup. 10% raw honey. The rest is half fructose syrup. But they don't have to put that on the label. This is why when I say the labels lie to us, they could care less how you feel about it, long as you buying it. It's all about money. So they put that on the label, you buy it, you go home, and that's what you're using. But later on down the line, you fall ill, high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, inflammation. It's always something. So when we say support a local farmer or a homesteader, it's not because of the money, it's because the benefits you're getting out of them. A lot of work go into, we got a whole product line. I've been up since 6 o'clock this morning. We've been restocking. A lot of work go into, and it's a rainy day, so it's a good day to restock, but it's a lot of work. A lot of work go into keeping things going, especially when you offer them to the public. We offer very few products because we hand make these products, and a lot of work go into it. So the money that most homesteaders or farmers charge for the products that they sell, you basically just giving them money back for the products, or a little bit at a time. A lot of time and effort go into making sure people get the best. When it comes to these stores, they mass producing stuff. They could care less. Long as you spending your money, they can care less. So if they cannot put stuff on the labels here for us, to know exactly what's in our products. Imagine what's in it. What is organic? And that's what I asked this person. I said, what is organic? You know, I know what organic is, and I know what natural is. We are in Savannah, Georgia. Hey, Reba, I know what organic and natural is to us. Is it the same to the big people? Organic to them could be 20 days, 30 days before you harvest this broccoli, you have to stop spraying it. Versus non-organic, you can spray it up until 24 hours before you harvest it. Organic to us means no chemicals, no pesticides, period. Not one day of this plant life should it get chemicals or preservatives or pesticides. But that's not what it always means. But they don't have to tell you that. So that's why when I say be careful with these labels, you know, and people think, oh, I just go and get this from the organic. Well, you're making a better choice when you get organic. But is it really organic? That's always my thing. So, you know, but we definitely got our reservations when it comes to, you scared of bees? When it comes to something like sugar versus flour, the wheat is way worse. You definitely want an ancient grain. Ancient grains are God's grains. We know that once God man come and say, hey, I can do this better because I can help make more money if I can produce this myself. Once man come along and hibernize something or recreate something that God already made, he blow it out the water. We blow it out the water every time. Our health doesn't like it, and it may not tell right then, and it may be good to us, but that don't mean it's good for us. But later on down the line, your health will start saying, wait a minute, something ain't right. I don't like this, or it's just throwing it away, you know. And then all of a sudden one day it hits you like a ton of bricks when you go to the doctor and they say, oh, you got cancer, you got this. Then it's a whole new ball game. And the first thing, and they don't tell you anything. They tell you little things like, yeah, lay off the sugar. You know, when you got diabetes, they tell you lay off the sugar. But what about all the other things? You know, why not just tell me your best bet is to do this, that, and the third? Now, because I'm not a doctor, I can't tell you what to do, but I will tell you what we have done to make ourselves better. You know, when my husband was diagnosed with diabetes, what we did to reverse that, and we did lay off the sugar. We laid off everything though, vegetables, fruit, anything. The only thing we ate was majority meat. Most doctors won't tell you that. Like this carnivore diet will set your body straight. And later on, you can come back and start incorporating some of this stuff. So once we got him back on track, his glucose numbers were looking good, and we gave it a couple more weeks. Then we started incorporating beans. We mainly ate beans. Now we started to incorporate things back. But like I said, I make macaroni and cheese. We getting chickpea noodles. We're not eating regular noodles anymore, because if I don't make them with these ancient grains, it's chickpea noodles for us. When I make bread or pasta or some type of dessert, cakes, pies, we using ancient grains. We get our ancient grains from ancientgrain.com. Grand Teton is the company we get our ancient grains from. We do have spelt. I haven't used it yet. I may use it today because it's raining and I'm in the house. Starting carnivore in January because you're pre-diabetic. I'm telling you that carnivore, we did dirty carnivore because we did eat beans. But it'll get you straight. You kick that right on out. You'll totally reverse that in 2-3 months. You'll be good to go. So just know that you can do it. You can do it, and you can enjoy doing it too. You'll be so much healthier. Chickpea noodles are good. At first we were like, let's try these chickpea noodles. We first tried them for Thanksgiving, and it was like, we get ready to take something new to the family. I don't know. But then we tried and we were like, oh, that is pretty good. So now chickpea noodles it is. We good to go. When it come to carnivore, we even a couple of our friends would talk about how they reverse diabetes with the carnivore diet. And my husband felt like, man, I don't know, because if I ain't got enough food to eat, but you eating healthy proteins and fats, which fill you up and keep you full longer, versus you thinking you need starch and all this other stuff. Chickpea noodles are good, Glenda. You'll love chickpea noodles. Look, they might cost a little bit, but it's worth it. I think like an 8-ounce box is like $3 or something, but it's all right. We're gonna make a pan of macaroni and cheese. We using chickpea noodles for sure. But when you're doing carnivore, make sure you get clean meat. I was telling my family member that the other day. I said, we do raise rabbit and quail, but when we bought half a cow, we were buying clean meat from a local farmer that we could trust, that's not contaminating our meat. So instead of my husband feeling like he need to eat a bunch of hamburgers, he don't need to eat 5-6 hamburgers. He can eat 2 hamburgers and he good. But I always keep some. We eat taco soup all the time, so I keep that on the side. No, ancient grains. So ancient grains are better on the glycemic index because it's God's grain, it's God's wheat compared to hybridized. See, the flour that we this modern flour that we purchase from the store, that's man-made. Norman Boulay, he made hybridized wheat, which is what we use today. Eating different and now 30 pounds. I see you, girl. I be seeing you on Instagram. Woo, deadlifting all that weight. You getting it in. You getting it in. Keep it up. Keep it up. Hard work pay off for sure. But this doctor hybridized the wheat because the wheat would grow real tall and leggy. So if it wind blow or if it snowed or rained, it would break the stalk. And that was costing the farmers too much money. So he hybridized, or he created this wheat, which is what we use now. Everything. King Arthur, White Lily, store brand flour, whether it's white or whole wheat, this is what we get in this hybridized wheat, which our body doesn't recognize. So we putting this wheat in our body and we thinking, oh, let me get, instead of white bread, let me get brown bread because that's whole wheat and it's better for me. Actually, whole wheat is worse. It's just more junk in it. Our body doesn't recognize that and it's throwing it away and it's making us sick. And over time, we becoming diabetics, have blood pressure. Our kids got eczema. Like, our kids are born with issues because we have consumed this wheat over time. So we get that out of our life, it'll help you a whole lot more. That stuff is some crap. Baby, you could have drunk this one because I ain't gonna drink it. Yeah. But go ahead, you can drink both of
them. That's one thing about these things.
You can't drink them both. Yeah.
So, guys, it's with a carnivore breakfast with it.
Oh, it's there. It's just delayed on.
So I got bacon and I got eggs, and they both the eggs are infused with the bacon fat. So that's pretty much what's driving me. That's where my energy comes from, is the fat from the meat.
Good morning. I hired a personal trainer to help. Just went up to 510-pound leg press yesterday. Now,
I knew I was on camera.
Oh, now if I can open the jar. Brooke said nice. So Brooke did leave us a message on Instagram. He said he needs some of these at Soil Family Expo.
Hey, you're gonna be addicted then. What you gonna do?
He gonna be in trouble. He gonna be at home looking at his wife like, don't worry about it. I'm gonna make some soap. What Bobby best friend wife always say, I'm not sure. You did not marry her. I'm not. But good. So I'll have some at when we go to what we going to? Well, you sitting in the camera. I don't want
I ain't got nothing else.
to. Savannah citrus. So I'll have some Friday for you. Try Broke. Broke gonna be like, try. Saturday he gonna need another one. Sunday he gonna be like, bring me one to breakfast. Then I'm going home. So, but definitely, when you look at these labels in the store, kind of look at them sideways because these labels are a joke. Again, they feed us, they offer us anything, and they don't tell you nothing. And then we try to figure out why we sick. Why are we doing this? Yeah, high protein and healthy fats. I'm telling you, that's all you need. And that's what I hate about the most about our healthcare system is they don't tell you that the healthy proteins, they tell you stay away from red meat, stay away from this, stay away from that. Let me tell you, high protein and healthy fats will correct all of your health issues, long as you're doing it right.
Real butters, real cheeses, good healthy cheeses, most meats, all meats, really. And if you find a good source of meat, eggs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can eat a lot of stuff. And when I first was introduced to this diet, I'm thinking like, how in the world am I gonna have enough meat? I'm gonna go broke because I eat a lot of food. And the guy said, you're not gonna eat that much, and I'm sitting there like, you crazy.
Yeah, he just knew he would eat a lot, but
Yeah,
he
I
don't.
realized I don't. If you eat a good quality meat, you get your fats in. It's nutrient dense, so therefore your body uses it better. It's not empty calories, so your body is good for a longer period of time. And you have to do it to actually understand it because I didn't understand it until I tried it.
Yeah, even hearing it from multiple people, you don't. My doctor told me to eat high protein. Let me tell you, some of these doctors, I love them. Some of them, I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, because some of them actually do their homework. They go to school and they continue the education afterwards, so they actually learn more. Some doctors just go off of what somebody told them.
And my thing is like I know when it comes to the medical field, it's about keeping money in their pockets. And if they get you well, they'll make less money. It's so many people out here that just ain't paying attention, don't have a clue, and they gonna always make money. You'll never stop them from making money. But I'm not gonna stop going to the doctor just because I'm healthy, because I feel healthy. Because we don't know what's brewing inside. So we got to go to the doctor to see about ourselves. But when you come home, hey, do your research. Find out how you can take care of these things naturally because it's something for everything. Honey will restock in the spring. Our honey, well, we do have.
It depends.
Well, sometimes I just
does,
I mean, it'll be sometime around the spring when honey restock. Like it's winter now, so the girls we don't do anything with honey until spring when they start waking up and becoming active. We will have chocolate whipped honey and cinnamon honey soon. I just need to get the whipping and.
Yeah, so we saved a little 5 gallons of honey for us to make soap and all this stuff here. But we realized it's probably gonna be a little much. So what we did is we found out some delicious ways to experiment with honey. So if you never tried whipped honey, it's the best.
Yeah, whipped honey
spread.
Yeah, but then like the chocolate honey, which
chocolate is amazing.
God. It's like eating chocolate. It's just like eating chocolate. I was like, oh, I feel like I just ate some chocolate. Interesting.
So cacao and honey.
Just two ingredients, cacao and honey. Yep, and you got to whip it. It is a process, but oh my God, it's so good. So we'll have that soon. I just we need to get to working on it.
Yeah, it's our honey. So
you'll never
know where you get your honey from. You're not going to get the same exact.
And even next year when we make whipped honey again, even chocolate whipped honey, you won't get this flavor because no two honeys are the same. So I save little jar. I got little jars in the apothecary of honey from one year to the next because we want to be able to go back and say, oh man, I remember that flavor or I remember that taste. but no two honey should ever taste the same.
Yeah, you got the spring honey,
Which is a lighter honey.
And then you got the one that's usually in the summer and the fall. We usually get like 3 harvests of ours. I'll be busy.
Our products are available at, well, I know it don't come up on Instagram, but our products are available at blackstropical.com. We don't sell, our farmers market don't allow you to sell non-edible foods. So that's all we mainly have is non-edibles. We sell soaps. I packed them all up. I did. So we do sell soap. We grow our own banana plants. So we take the blossoms and we make soap with that. We make soap with blue butterfly pea. We use our honey. So that's why we save so much honey, because we sell a whole lot of soap. And we grow our own turmeric, and we use those to make 2 soaps. We have cayenne salve, which is good for, instead of using icy hot or tiger balm or something, we make a cayenne salve. I buy peppermint whipped honey from local beekeeper up north when I can. My favorite for tea. Yes, that's good for nausea. We use our own cayenne that we grow. We also make wild yam cream, which is good for hormone imbalance. As we all know, majority of us suffer with hormone imbalance because of food and life itself.
Let me tell you, if you never used wild yam or never heard of it, go to our website and look at some of the reviews on the amazing things they have done for people.
Yes, wild yam is good. It's great. We need it, especially in this world today. So much stuff we do and eat, throw our hormones off. We got to bring them back in check. But when you have those hot flashes, I see so many people talk about menopause. Menopause. So many people are suffering with these irregular cycles and want to have babies or whatever. Wild yam cream can set you straight.
And I'm gonna tell you guys, a lot of us have no idea that it's the chemicals in our foods that's throwing our bodies off.
Not just our foods, but even our personal care products.
Yep, everything that you use, and this is stuff that the government. Well, I ain't gonna say the government. The government. They're allowing these people to use the experimental chemicals in our products, and we don't know what they're gonna do because they don't manifest until 10, 20, 30 years later.
Yeah, that's why this flour eating us up like it is, or this wheat eating us up the way it is.
And somebody else may, brought to our attention that if your body is off and you get pregnant, you passing those off
to your
kids. So your kids are being born with issues that they shouldn't have.
Yep.
We happened to grow up at a time where all these chemicals wasn't available. So therefore we are not suffering with as many problems as a lot of them. And the ones that we are suffering from, we got since, modern times.
Yeah.
We didn't have them growing up.
Yeah. Most of the time because I didn't have friends that had eczema. And I always talk about how one of my, we were neighbors back then where the entire neighborhood knew each other and we did for each other. So one of my friends' mom would take us on picnics. And she never said, well, what is Sherry allergic to? What Ferris allergic to? Well, let me find out what Tamika Tazwell came. We all ate the same thing. If she made peanut butter and jelly, we were all eating peanut butter and jelly and drinking Huggies. And if she made bologna and mustard, that's what we were going to eat. Nobody was allergic to nothing. And nobody mom would say, oh, she can't play in the grass. He can't get in the grass. Now our kids can't even play in the grass. They're allergic to the grass. So, it's not the grass. It's what's going on. It's just life.
Yeah. When the last time how old were you when you first heard glucose intolerant or lactose intolerant? So you got to drink a nut milk. How old were you when you heard that? I know that stuff ain't been around when I was.
Yeah, I don't even remember. And I always talk about that too because my mom used to talk about the milkman dropping milk off at the house when she was a little girl. And I said, yeah, I bet y'all ain't never tell him, well, drop me off some plant-based milk. Oh, I need almond milk. Or I like, it's not the milk, it's the process. It's the process. So if you can get things in raw form, your body will thank you for it. It's the process. But people will blame everything under the sun.
But something else you're eating can be throwing your body out so bad that now it can't handle certain things no more.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a whole thing, guys.
Yeah.
The only reason I think I'm passionate about it is the fact that I was totally clueless when it came to all this stuff. And to find all this stuff out, and I'm sitting there with my mouth wide open, like, wow, like, why didn't I know this? I mean, this seems simple. You mean to tell me this thing that's actually deleting people can be fixed with a simple,
change in diet, or
just very simple
healthier
chemical or something that something you're not getting in your body anymore,
Yeah.
like magnesium.
Yeah.
If somebody got magnesium in their body and was consuming the right amount of water, the micronutrients, that something like high blood pressure and Alzheimer's and all that stuff would not be an issue.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Like most of the time people think I just I started a series over on my mom had milkmaid drop milk off. Yeah, somebody said, oh, Pine Peaches said, I had some milk delivered today, and it's a whole experience. I forgot what I was going to talk about. But
you're talking about you were talking about the product.
Magnesium. We do make a magnesium. My husband mentioned magnesium. So because we are deficient in magnesium, it's hard to get it in our foods because, again, they play with everything. So most of the time, like they'll say your kids are ADHD and they want to prescribe them with this medicine. They just need magnesium most of the time. It's the simple things in life, but we automatically think we got to go to this extreme because they don't give you any other options. They don't tell you other things you can do. Our pain away, make a pain away oil. Oh yeah, that's what I was doing. Explaining our products to somebody on Instagram. Our pain away oil. I just bottled a bunch up this morning, so that's why I have no labels on them. We make a pain away oil. By the way, we have hit an amazing milestone in the web store site community, I guess you call it. We shipped out some stuff just in 6.5, almost 7 months. We hit 6,300 sales in under 7 months. That is amazing. And I can promise you, almost every single sale that went out of this house had pain away in it. This is probably our top seller. This is our top seller, and it's amazing. When God put this on our heart, boy, he was doing something. This oil can knock any pain out. We've seen just regular everyday muscle pain, inflammation, joint pain, arthritis, things like that. But then we've seen vertigo, like in our face, turn around. Vertigo is when your whole world is literally flipped upside down. And all I did was rub this on the back of her neck and shoulder, and her vertigo was good to go. But tinnitus, if you have that ringing of the ears, it'll take care of that. It's just amazing. Migraines, you can rub it around your temple, stop those migraines. But this pain away all natural, and we are very proud of this product. But to hit that milestone, I was like, what? That's crazy.
Yeah. Again, guys, go to the website, and if you only go in there just to read the reviews,
read those reviews.
You're not allowed to leave a review on our page unless you purchase the product.
Yes.
So these are actual customers, people who have used it, and we are so proud of what we was able to accomplish. Us coming together and actually making this product and offering it out to our community.
And being able to help, just to know that we have helped, because I don't say we heal. This is God's doing, but we have helped over 6,000 people. heal themselves.
These is 6,000 orders, correct?
That's just orders. That's
some
not.
People order like 5, 6, 7 different products at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's amazing, guys. I mean, and I'm gonna tell y'all again. You know, both me and my wife, we are people that's proud to actually be a service. You know, my wife was a nurse, and she was a real nurse. She was somebody who did it because she cared. You know, I was a police officer, and I actually became a police officer during 9/11 just because I wanted to be a part of the solution. I want to help. You know, regardless of what you think about police officers, my heart was in it for the right reasons, and we came together and we do this.
Curly, for knee pain, it'll help you 100%. Go to the website because there are a couple. We got a bunch of testimonies. I don't know if we put the ones, but what people said, I haven't been able to go up and down stairs for years. And this year I was able to go up and down the steps multiple times, enjoy my family for the holidays. This month alone has been crazy shipping out. And people were saying, I'm gifting this for Christmas, like to give somebody the ability to get up and walk again or move around at comfort and enjoy the dance.
How you gonna lose weight if you can't even move?
You can't move. It's hard to lose weight. Like you dragging yourself to get through life. You talk about exercise? No.
We're gonna say this again. You know, if you haven't heard it, if you have a major injury, you need to get that fixed.
Yeah, like bone on bone.
Yeah. Our pain away will make it tolerable.
Yeah, it'll make you comfortable, and it'll make you say, it'll make you say, oh my God, my knee feels so much better. I don't need that. No. You want to get that fixed. That pain away will make it feel so much better. Our website is blackstropical.com. I think I want to say in the bio, even though I don't know what a bio is.
But if you got something like inflammation or, you know, arthritis.
Hey, David Corey.
Pain away does amazing for that, you know, but if you got bone on bone or some major injury that you need surgery for,
get that taken
care of. Yeah. Meanwhile, you could be comfortable until you get that done without taking a whole bunch of meds that's going to make your health even worse.
Yeah, all of our products are all natural. Majority of the stuff we grow right here and we process. Like I said, when we say support a local farmer, that's you won't get the best products from a local farmer or homesteader, or farmer's market, because it's a lot of time, energy, and love put into these products. I suffered with pain for years, and I felt like not that I was just robbing myself of life. I was robbing my husband because he had to slow down to keep up with me, so I can keep up with him because my back was hurting. Like we would be walking, and I started holding on to my back, and he said, "Come on, let's sit down." That kind of irked my nerves and I would be like, no, I'm okay. Let's just keep going. So I felt like, you know, we too young to be doing this. We too young for me to be hurting and can't do certain things because I'm hurting too much. So once we got this formula right and it worked, we had to offer it to the world. But then now to see the testimonies and hear people come back and say, hey, y'all have saved my life or y'all have helped me. That is God. That is not us. We are working through him, and to be able to offer these products, it's a blessing. Miss Shirley says she's getting her knee. I keep forgetting to click back to YouTube. Looking at y'all while rubbing my hip and knee down with the pain away oil. Great stuff. I'm telling you. It's amazing and I just knew. I said I'll live the rest of my life with this pain, and it's okay. I'll get things done and drag myself. But I had shoulder pain. I had shoulder surgery, and now I don't have pain there. Lived with it for 7 years. 7 weeks. Live with it for 7 weeks. What's that? The pain. So it's amazing. The pain away oil has helped so many people. And that's the purpose in it. Had it because of medication, could walk, feel, falling. Yeah, so definitely. But I saw what somebody said. They have vertigo. So if you have vertigo, you can drop a drop of the pain away oil actually directly in the ear, and that vertigo will it'll go away. And I always tell people when you have vertigo, rub behind your ears, even if you're not having a spell, don't have any issues right now. Rub behind the ear, rub your neck. That way you can keep it away, and you won't have those because y'all know vertigo just jump on you anywhere, anytime. um, what made you get into milling your own grains? So our health made us start milling our own grains because we did a lot of research and found out. Um, wish I had the pain cream years. Oh, okay. Um, our health. So my husband was diagnosed a diabetic a couple months ago, and we thought we were doing something because I made everything homemade. You know, all our breads, all of our desserts, everything. We needed flour. I mean, we needed bread, so I made it homemade, and I thought that was better for him. We even went from sugar to honey. He went to the doctor one day, and they told him his blood sugar was super high. His blood pressure was out of control, and we were trying to figure out how. You know, we grow and raise our own food. We make our own desserts and different things. Um, so once we pulled everything, we stopped everything we were eating, drinking. We just went to mainly water. He drank lemon water, and it was basically carnivore diet. Um, Lentils and beans are healthy too. So I did incorporate lentils and beans, but mainly meat. Once we got his blood sugar under control, we started researching what can we do because I can't see taking cakes from my husband or cookies from my husband for the rest of his life. But how can we do this in a healthier way? So when we went back to eating normal, we went back to eating normal, the way God intended for us to do this. And that was through ancient grains. It's pouring down rain again.
Going out there and doing some work.
So that's what made us get into milling. We mill because we hold the nutrients and the minerals that we need by milling our own flour as needed versus um, milling it ahead of time and as it sits. So that's why your flour on the shelf, first of all, that flour we buy from the store is tasteless and it doesn't give us any nutrients or minerals or anything. It's just sitting there, and as time go on, it's getting worse and worse. So you definitely want to, even if you can't mill it yourself, buying ancient grains is better than buying that crap from the store.
And before we actually found this out, guys, we watched a documentary that was talking about our grains, our wheats, and how they were developed. And now we are finding out all these years later that it's the major cause of a lot of our illnesses. Being that we didn't have no major issues that we knew of, we kind of looked at it and say that was interesting and kind of went on with our life. And then when I found out that my blood sugar was crazy, which it wasn't a couple years ago.
Well, it wasn't. That just wasn't. Period. Ever.
And so when I found that out, of course, my wife is a nurse, so she did her little thing, and I looked into. We started eating different, and then
instantly,
yeah.
Like, don't say I'm gonna wait till the beginning of the year. Do that right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and what hurt me is we had flour. Y'all know I make everything. Biscuits, bread. We had bread flour. 25-pound bags of flour. Mm-hmm. But then I had little 5-pound bags of biscuit flour, all-purpose flour, just all different kind of flour. I threw them all in the trash. But at first I was like, don't throw that away. But then I said no, because I don't want to ever have to go and say, I'm going to use it because I got it. I'm going to use it a little bit because it ain't good for us. So I had to get out that mindset of I'm going to use this till it's gone. And then, no, we just stopped. And I started throwing stuff away. And
yeah, we just started looking into what our flour was about. We looked at, I found ancient grains, and then I did a deep dive into that. Now, this is the first time I was hearing about this. People have been using ancient grains, but a lot of people not talking about the benefits of it. You're talking about it tastes good and all that stuff there.
And they'll mix it with modern flour,
yeah.
which to me is pointless. Like, I want to get away from modern flour. So let me tell y'all, somebody said, can you fry with it?
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
You talking about the best fried foods.
I usually cut when I fry like pork chop or something, even my chicken, I'll usually cut the meat off the bone. And all I want is the meat on my plate. Now I keep my bone because I be chewing on the bone, getting all of the flavor out of the bone. It make the best fried foods, the best cakes, the best muffins. It's different to cook with, but we don't do it for just the taste. Now the taste is amazing. You know how they say you gotta season your flour, because don't nobody want to eat no plain flour. Or you can eat this.
Yeah,
plain.
It actually got flavor to it, and the flavor, all that flour has nutrients to it. One of the things you will find out, okay, people got these glutamate issues.
Yeah.
When they hybridized that flour, they made a glutamine that is not processable by the body.
The body doesn't even recognize it.
Yes.
It's just throwing it.
Ancient grains got different glutamine.
Yep.
And those glutamines are processed by the body.
Yep.
So people who have issues processing glutamine, can't eat breads and stuff, can eat ancient grain bread. And the only way you're going to really know that you got real ancient grain bread is if you make it yourself.
That's it.
You make it, you get it from the store, it's going to be processed with all kind of stuff, and you might still have the same issues.
You can ancient grains. You can find ours came from Grand Teton. We have a
They got different name brands. We're not promoting any particular one.
Yeah,
that's the one we chose.
Yeah,
because it sounded good, because they say all natural grown,
and it's good. We've been using it. I blew through a 25-pound bag in a month. Yeah. And let me tell you, it's not cheap.
No,
it's not cheap. You can't order them online. We get ours from Amazon, but it's Grand Teton, the company, ancientgrains.com. We pay $9-10 for a 25-pound bag of flour from Sam's Club. $10 or so at the most. 25-pound bag.
10, 15, $20.
Ain't 20. It's about $10. Because I was like, dang, that's all for 25 pounds. That's why I started getting them. 25-pound bag. The ancient grains we buy cost us about $112 for 25 pounds. Is it worth it? Absolutely. Every single dime is worth it. And when you first get it, you got to play with it and learn it. And I was like, man, I don't want to be wasting. But I haven't wasted anything. Even if I felt like I ain't like it, it still tastes so good. It's just I felt like some things I can tweak or do better.
You're right. It is a bit nutty.
It is.
And
yeah.
I love the flavor of that stuff.
Yeah.
And what it do for your fried foods is just simply amazing to me. Ooh. Fried pork chop, fried chicken, like you talking about good. Yeah. You're not finna let nothing on that thing go. Skin, nothing, everything tastes amazing, and you don't have to load it down with a whole bunch of seasoning to get that flavor. Nope.
When I fry chicken, I put a little bit of the cayenne pepper hot sauce on it. You can't even taste it, just for flavor, and then I flour it, and that's it. But you would think it's a bunch of seasoning or something. It is so good, but that flavor set in so good. It's amazing. But definitely check into it. We haven't tried lentil flour yet. We just got spelt. I haven't tried spelt yet. But yeah, we got to do better with our health.
Lentil will have to be researched. Like I have to research it, and I have to make sure that it's not something that's been played with.
Yeah, over time.
And then I have to find a place that it's going to give you a legitimate, clean product. Yeah,
because we do eat lentils in our taco soup. We eat lentils every week because they are good for diabetes. They're good for overall health. But those are just lentils. Then you pay to fix your problem with your health. I'm telling you, we got to get out of that mindset of something is too expensive or something is, I don't know about that. we got to go back to the original way. And this original grain, that non-hybridized ancient grain, is original. That's just what God intended for us to eat. Most people will look at the price and say, no, I ain't paying that much for it. Well, eventually you will pay for it, because your health gonna turn around and gonna be like, yeah, pay on this end.
And just if you're younger and you got kids, just think about your kids are being bought right into all these chemicals.
Yep.
That we had to get into as time went on. So
I be forgetting about the time.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta be to the post office by noon.
Oh, okay. So introduce your kids to, a healthy way of eating, and have the conversation with them so they can continue on. Let them know why they're doing what they're doing.
Show them, because let me tell you, even me as a little girl growing up, my mama didn't have to tell me, Sherry, I'm doing this because of that. She was just doing. Even if our parents or we do something bad, them kids pick it up. If you cuss, who cusses? Them kids. I was just watching a video on TikTok where this little kid walked in the house to a Christmas party and said something, and the daddy was laughing. Well, he just repeating what he hear. Like, you can't be mad at the child because they only repeating what they hear. So the same thing with what you do. They see you working, they see you a hard worker. Like Bobby watched his mama playing with flowers growing up. She didn't drag you out there to.
She never even brought me out there.
Yeah,
but you just see.
But he just saw it, and that in turn made him learn how to do that. Just like me, I watched my mom cater to my dad and me and my brothers. So I just watched her do what she did in life, and I grew up feeling like this is what I'm supposed to do. I don't know. You don't know no difference. So definitely show them a better way in life. That way they can live a better life. Life is supposed to be great, y'all. We shouldn't be suffering with these hormone imbalance. We shouldn't be suffering in pain and with all these medical issues, but we do. But can we turn them around? Absolutely. We can turn a lot of things around. I just talked about Alzheimer's and dementia and how we can build that liver up to be healthier and get rid of things like Alzheimer's and dementia, which wasn't really a thing back in the day. So think about all these things that are huge now. Like, it ain't nothing to hear somebody got Alzheimer's or dementia. These things are, it's just getting worse as time go on, but we can stop it. You can heal yourself. The body has the ability to heal itself, as long as we give it the right condition. It take a little bit of work, but we can do it and change things. So I need to go make a post office run. Y'all can see I got packages over here. Oh, yeah, that's where they at. Mm-hmm. I was thinking they were over here. That I need to go drop off, and it's pouring down raining, so that ain't fun. I need to put my boots on. Mm-hmm. So we'll have these conversations more often. Again, if you are looking for us on Facebook, we are Bobby and Sherry Lifestyle until we see what's going on with Black's Tropical. But you can definitely check out our website at blackstropical.com, and we are here all the time. It just look a little different on the Facebook side. So thank y'all for all the shares, the conversations, the thumbs up, the new followers. We appreciate y'all. If I missed anybody, because I'm flip-flopping back and forth from Instagram to YouTube. We'll talk about Parkinson's next week. I just took notes on Parkinson's, but we'll definitely talk about Parkinson's also, because there's a way. There is a way. So we love and appreciate y'all. We shall see y'all in the next one.
Till the next time, guys.
Don't let nobody steal your joy. Hey, Psalms, thank you for the Christmas card.